About shiny balls, Jason Cooper and Andrew Leduc.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are two guys that know a lot about shiny balls. I'm Jason Cooper, and here's my co-host, Andrew Leduc.
Good morning, sir. What a beautiful day for some croquet.
Indeed. Welcome into the striking period. We have everything you need to know in the world of croquet. Want to check out the website as well for the Croquet Association is croquet.org.uk. I totally flubbed that up last week, so I made sure to write it down this time, boy. I can't forget when you write it down. Come on. Don't forget also, we got some fun stuff coming up on Belly Up in the world of croquet. We have this new tournament coming up, the AC Inter-County Championship. That's going to be on June 2nd through the 5th. We've talked about it a few times on here. Guys, get a county to root for because that's how we're going to roll with this way. I understand. Follow along. You're going to want to follow along with your favorite county. See how well they perform during this tournament. It's going to be lots of excitement. Me and Andrew are going to be there on the call. We got the whole Belly Up live coverage there. Lots of fun and banter there as well. So want to make sure you check it out. We're going to start off today, guys. I went to I'm trying to get to the website. My internet's a little slow. But we're going to start off today, once this thing rolls up, with a little bit of croquet news. All right, so I had to go back in the date, and I was like, what was the last thing I updated? So we're going to go back to May 20th. West Park GCB level 18. My bad. All right, let's go on the 21st. Joaquin beat Bath 4-3. In May 22nd, Blueberry lost to East Dorset 3-4. Good game there, seemed like. Bristol lost to Hurlingham 5-2. And if I'm messing all these names up, please send all your hate mail to Andrew Leduc. He is the guy. He basically phonetically spelled all this for me. Yes. Bristol lost to Hurlingham 5-2. Surbiton beat Sussex County 8-1. Bowden beat Nottingham 5-2. And I believe one of our guests today, Miss Walters, is from that one, I believe. Pendle and Sheffield beat Nottingham 4-3 on the 23rd. Tony McCann, congratulations. You won the Barry GC A-level tournament. Richard Brooks, he won the Montevideo Cup. And Mark Buckley on the 24th won the East Dorset GC B-level. Congratulations, sir. David Marsh won the West Park May Handicap Weekend. Again, hope these pronunciations are at least somewhat close. We also had James Galpin and Jonathan Poe on the 25th won the English National GC Doubles Championship. So congratulations to the tag team champs, if you will. Bury beat Yorkshire 7-4 and on the 26th. And also on the 26th, Sussex County lost to Hurlingham 4-3 in a good game there. Waterford beat Newport 4-2. And in the 27th, the last thing, Newport beat St. Albans 4-3 in the Ace Longman Cup. So there it is, folks, our news of the day to keep you updated in the world of croquet. So our guest last week, Allison, Andrew, was nice enough to bless us with the rankings. That's what we know about rankings. We're in the fantasy football. We talk about rankings all the time. So I'm going to bring up for you guys the top 10 rankings for this week. Number 1, Robert Fletcher from Australia. He is the number 1 undisputed croquet ranked player right now. Reg Bamford, well, might not be undisputed. I shouldn't even say that. Reg Bamford from South Africa is number 2. Robert Fulford from England, he's number 3. Paddy Chapman, number 4 from New Zealand. Matthew Essex from USA, he's number 5th. Simon Hockey from Australia, he is number 6. Coming in at 7, Jonathan Kirby from Scotland. Lost my place here. Number 8, Mark Avery, also from England. Number 9, Edward Wilson from Australia. And number 10, Stephen Molnir from England. So there you have it, your top 10. Andrew, do you want to break any of those guys down? Do you think anyone has a chance to overtake the top 10?
What? Man, you're setting me up there. Jeez.
Well, I've been doing a lot of talking, so I just was like, man, I got to get Andrew in here. So I just figured I'd throw it to you and see what you could come up with. So
look, I'm excited to learn more. Look, I can't, because I am still also new to the croquet world, I can't make a definitive or fair judgment on trying to kick any of these guys out of the top 10. So I'm looking forward to learning about some of these guys, maybe in this upcoming tournament, especially in the tournament later on in the summer, for the pay-per-view tournament that we got going on here with Belly Up Sports. So I'm really looking forward to learning about all of these players coming into this all, and really then making a fair assessment of who we can expect to make a big jump this year in the tournaments that really matter.
Yeah, indeed. Since you don't want to do it, I'm going to do it. I like Robert Fulford. I think he's the guy the guy you want to watch out for to overtake the top 10. All right, we're going to get our guests into the building. I know they're all the way over the pond, so we need to get them in. I don't want to keep them waiting too much longer. Plus, they know a lot more than me when it comes to shiny balls. All right, let's take a quick commercial break. We come back, we'll bring in our fun guest, Eugene Chang and Ms. Walters. I don't want to screw this name up, and I'm just going to let her say it. We'll be right back.
Hey, gang, it's Commissioner Cooper from TSS Fantasy. We are the fantasy show of the people. That means we give the people what they want. Expert fantasy advice, leading medical and legal analysis, free contests, and innovative games to keep you entertained. Watch us live with the Tiki Live app on the Belly Up Sports channel, subscribe to us on YouTube, or follow us on all social media platforms. Visit TSSFantasy.com today for all the latest updates from the fantasy show of the people. We put the fun in fantasy.
Yeah!
Said the mayo
over sour cream, yeah.
Right. That's because you have high cholesterol. Okay. If you drafted Julio Jones,
You got ghosted.
This is amazing. TSS Fantasy is like an orgasm. If I had a cigarette, I'd smoke it. I'm pumped to be here. This is the show of shows.
TSS Fantasy, the fantasy show of the people.
the fantasy show, the people indeed. All right, let's welcome into our studio today Miss Walter. She comes in at number 45 in our rankings. Very impressive indeed. And Eugene Chang coming in, making the top 100 at 95. Welcome into the studio. We appreciate you having you here.
Happy to be here.
Same.
All right. I hope you guys are pumped. Eugene, we'll go to you first with some hard-hitting stuff I got from Allison. I don't know if Andrew's got some stuff too as well, but I heard through the grapevine that you are a very accomplished violinist and musician. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I can do a bit of that. Yes, Croquet's full of a few good musicians. So I play the violin. I used to sing in an a cappella group. Yeah, I toured the USA a couple of times with my college a cappella group. We really enjoyed that, and when I was over there, I got to play a little bit of croquet as well.
All right, you got a little something for us, or like,
Yeah, I'm gonna stop there. It's been a while.
You went to Hanson?
I couldn't think of anything a cappella, so my bad. I was gonna go boys to men, but I was like, oh, wait a minute, I wouldn't sound right doing that. I also heard through the grapevine that this is like a two-part question for you. So I heard through the grapevine you're a great chef, and you're the chef of your I guess your team, if you will. Allison put in though, she showed me some she mentioned some foods, traditional foods. She said yours, however, are not traditional. So I do want to hear what you do with that now, but she told me something traditional was something called fish pie. Can you please explain what that is first? And then then go into how your dishes differ.
Sure. So Alison is a great cook, and she is really good at doing the traditional stuff like the fish pie. So
that's traditional.
Yeah, that's traditional. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I would describe it as fish in a pie.
So it's exactly what it sounds like then.
Yeah, but for us, I don't know if you guys have this in the States, but pie is very much a savory thing you can have, as well as apple pie, right? So we have savory pies, and this is, your sort of short crust pastry, and you put all sorts of, a mixture of seafood in there, put a sauce on top, and then you bake it, and it comes out, and it's amazing. And Alison is great at the pies.
All right, well, let's talk about your dishes. What makes yours? She said that yours are non-traditional, so let's hear about that a little bit.
Yeah, so non-traditional, just probably because I'm one of the few Asian people in croquet. So I eat everything, right? I've been, I've lived in England for a long time. But when I cooked, I like to sort of inject a bit of extra flavor. So I do something a bit different. I can cook pasta. Maybe I can make fish pie, but I'm just gonna, let them try some Chinese food. Let them try a bit of this. Let them try a bit of that. And I became known in the croquet world. Especially reference this county championship because it's a team competition, and my team have got a player who owns a house really close to the venue, and so most of the people when they come to this competition, they come, they stay, they find a hotel, an Airbnb, they all do their thing. Some of them come in their camper van. We all stay at this person's house, and I'm the designated team chef.
Nice. I mean, that's awesome because that means you got some good cooking. However, that kind of, trust me, as the husband that has to usually do a lot since my wife's a lawyer, it kind of sucks when it's always on you, bro. So I feel you there. Miss Walters, let's go to you since we've kind of sped up a lot of time. Mr. Chang over here. Let's talk about the excuse me, my bad. You play for, this was another one I didn't want to mispronounce. Glamorgan. Is that the county that you play for?
Glamorgan, so the G at the beginning. So it's basically a county in South Wales.
Nice. So, all right, now your county, how do they, where do they stand in ranking? Are you guys known as, are you guys like the New England Patriots over here? Where do you guys stand as far as standings with the counties?
Well, we've won it once back in 2014. But we're probably a bit more of what we call a yo-yo team in terms of going between Division 2 and Division 1, Division 2, Division 1. And it's only in a very good year that we'll have a run at actually winning it.
So you sound like my football team, the Miami Dolphins. That's what that kind of sounds like.
Yeah, you spend most of the time rolling around at the bottom, though.
Best cheerleaders.
Andrew, do you have questions set up? My bad. I don't want to take most of the time. What questions do you have, sir?
Yeah, well, I do have it because you meant Miss Walters had mentioned the Division 1, Division 2. So is it set up very similar to the way the soccer structure set up, to where you get kind of relegated and promoted, demoted, depending on your final standings?
Yes. So bottom 3 from Division 1 drop into Division 2, and the top 3 from Division 2 go into Division 1. Okay,
it makes a lot of sense. And I love that. I've always loved that setup about, you have to play to kind of stay, win to stay, and that's a setup that I wish some sports adopted here in the States, because it can get a little boring for some of these bottom dweller teams to watch sometimes. So I do love that.
Andrew, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to throw you on the spot there. My child came out in the garage, so I had to hit the mute button. So
I'm ready for most of your questions.
All right, that's awesome. Hey, Miss Walters, I have something else for you as well. I heard you actually played for your country as well. Tell us a little bit about that, playing for the country, and I think it was New Zealand, if I'm correct.
So I play for Wales.
Wales, sorry.
Yeah. And I've done that for a few years now, and so a regular both in the association croquet team and also in the golf croquet team. Golf croquet was most recently we were playing in Spain last October, which a lovely visit. But yes, played around the world. So Australia, New Zealand, Egypt, US, a couple of times. And then it's Switzerland and made my debut in Scotland.
Awesome. What an honor to be able to represent your country. Eugene, have you done that before? Because I didn't see that in the thing, but I just wanted to at least kick it back to you in case you did that and I didn't announce it. Sorry. So if you have played for your country as well.
Yeah. So well, before we move on from Miss Walters, she actually is, despite her lowly ranking, she's got a nickname in the croquet world, and she's called the Reginator.
Ooh, Reginator.
And because yeah, you read out your top 5 just now. You had your Robert Fletcher, your Robert Fulford, and your Reg Bamford. So Robert Robert Fletcher's a young guy, but Fulford and Reg Bamford, they're like the sort of Federer and Nadal. They're like the goats that have been there forever, and people just turn up and they win these world championships. And Miss Walters here has defeated Reg a number of times in major events.
All right.
Ooh, so you got that number. You got their number. In other words, wow. Yeah. All right. The Reginator. Let me make sure next time you come on, Miss Walters, from now on, it's Reginator. That's it. I love
it.
Yeah,
I love it. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we're lucky in England that we have a lot of good players. So my England ranking is about half my world ranking. I'm about 48th in England. So I haven't made it at senior level, but when I've been playing for a long time, so I've been playing since I was 14, and I got to play in an under 21s England team. So does that count?
Listen, not only do you kick butt on the croquet course, then you bring them in, you serve them dinner later. So I mean, what can you say, man?
And then you play some music with them to relax them.
You know what? Why isn't your nickname Chef Chang? I mean, period. Let's go. Say something to the chef. Kiss the chef, right?
And on the topic of, because like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be covering that upcoming world tournament later on this year. So maybe this is more of a question for the Reginator, because it sounds like, are you going to be playing in it this year again?
So not this year, because I'll be playing the following week in the team championships. So the World Championships, Golf Croquet World Championship, are for individuals this year. But I'm playing for Wales in the Association Croquet Team Championship that follows immediately afterwards.
I see. Okay.
That's awesome. Wow. That's very impressive. I mean, now I'm a little disappointed, though, because I was getting ready to be like, and here comes the Reginator. Slowly mounting up to the ball. I love it. That's awesome. Let me see what else we got here. Again, we talked about Eugene. We talked about you being a violinist. Talked about the fish. Let's talk about your croquet, though, and how you. Let's talk about how you said you're 14 years old. Who was your inspiration to get you going into croquet?
Yeah, great question. So I played in someone's garden, found a book in the library, walked past a club, walked in, and I said, "Hey, can I play croquet?" And they said, "Wow, you're under 70. You must play croquet."
Love to have you.
Yeah. So, well, I've started, and one of the great things about croquet is we've got, outside of all these sort of world championships, there's a really cool circuit of what we call handicap play, right? So handicap play, like in golf, it gives you a 50-50 chance of beating, the best player in the world. and when you improve faster than your handicap can drop, you win a lot of handicap tournaments. So the first year I played, I won 7 tournaments. I got in the local newspaper. It was amazing. And what actually inspired me was the guy 5 doors down the road from me was the main club coach, and he just said, "I'll drive you to all the tournaments." So I got transport to all these tournaments, and I got sort of ferried around. I played, got the trophy, and went home. So that was it.
Awesome. Miss Walters, how about you? What was your inspiration for croquet?
When I was a child, my parents lived in Salisbury in Wiltshire, just by the cathedral, and friends of theirs were downsizing, and they came round one day with a box saying, "You can use this, you've got a garden." And it was the remains of an old croquet set. So that's where the seed was sown. We didn't really know what we were doing then. We just banged the balls around in the garden. But fast forward about 5 years, and I'd started work at ICI in Cheshire, and there was a small ad in the Works newspaper, Introduction to Croquet, 6 evenings at Bowden Croquet Club, where I am today. And I thought, well, worst case, it's going to get me out of the office, and I'll know what I was doing, or what we were supposed to be doing. But the bug bit, and it was a slow burn to start with for me. I had a young family at the time, so I didn't have a great deal of time to play, but slow progression. And then it was probably around about 2000, 2005, children were that much older. I was able to play a bit more regularly, and sort of kicked off and improved from there.
That is really fun story and really great to hear. I mean, listen, get out and play today. It's great. It's outdoors, guys. I mean, it's not your grandpa's croquet, as you can see. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. We got a fun little game for our guests. We'll be right back.
Hayden, we love fantasy football. We do? It's a fantastic game, yet still not perfect. Like, I hate leaving high-scoring players on my bench.
The worst.
In fact, hate it even more when I put injured players and they're in my starting lineup.
Can't have that.
And I need a life. The waivers, the trades, every single week, it grinds on me. So we at Underdog Fantasy want to make fantasy football easier for everyone out there. It's called Best Ball, and we set your optimal lineup for you each and every week. You can do it all year long. We have drafts going all the way from February to week 1 of the NFL season. What are you waiting for? Use our awesome early sign-up offer to get a little extra something on that first deposit and that first time you play on Underdog Fantasy.
You put them up, reach the skies as the stars up above, cause it's one time for the underdog, one time for the underdog.
Have a little twist on our game from last week. It was American pop culture. This week, I'm going to test your knowledge on U.S. states.
So what did I miss? What did I miss? Virginia, my home sweet home. I want to give you a kiss.
Can't help it.
All right, which state is it? Here we go. Which U.S. state invented the cheeseburger? And I'm going to give you multiple choice. Here we go. Is it Idaho, Colorado, Washington, or Nevada?
All West Coast, somewhat West Coast states there. That's interesting.
Just any guess will do. Eugene, we'll go to you first. Which state do you think?
The Washington cheeseburger, obviously.
Oh, Washington cheeseburger.
I have never heard someone say so many wrong things, one after the other, consecutively in a row.
You are incorrect. Miss Walters, do you have a guess?
Did you say Idaho?
Idaho, Washington, not wrong, not right. Nevada or Colorado or Maine?
Colorado?
Colorado.
I need your vote.
Very nice.
Indeed. Good
My
job.
random educated guess would have been Idaho because they love their potatoes so much they would have had to find something to pair with their French fries.
Right? You got to have the fries with the burger. You're 100% on the point. And I apologize. I had all this pulled up earlier, Now I can't find it, so I was gonna give you the whole history behind it. But I remember reading it was somebody that was in a drive-in theater. He made it one time, then he patented it. Blah blah blah. I can't remember the name. Who cares? All right, let's go on to the next question. Which state invented the lollipop? All right, so we got Texas, California, Delaware, or Oregon. Miss Walters, we're going to go to you first since we put Eugene on the spot last time.
I'll go for Delaware.
Delaware. This guy's on. Excuse me. Are you on Google right now? That's all I want to know.
They have to be known for something, right? Delaware?
Well, I know. I spent some time working in Delaware, so.
Okay, look at that.
Inspired guess.
A little did you know right there. Great job. All right, let's go on to the next question. Where was the first avocado tree planted? This is back in 1912. So North Carolina, Hawaii, New Mexico, or Florida? Eugene, you're up first, sir.
I would say Florida.
Florida, they're on fire.
No, that was a fantastic educated guess because Coop is always going to find a way to get his home state into the show somehow.
And I thought I was going to throw you off with the New Mexico thing, so that was good. You saw right through that one. All right, here we go. The biggest peanut producer in the United States. We have South Dakota, Montana, Tennessee, or Georgia. Miss Walters, you can go first.
Georgia.
When you said you were going to do states and then the questions were like this, I was like, there's no way. Because if they asked me questions like this about England, I'd have no clue.
All right. I am color me impressed today. I just can't believe how on fire and on point our guests are today. I think they studied up a little bit before. They must have seen last week and were like, hey, I got to look up a little bit about America. All right, we got one more left. All right. In 1994, this state was deemed the ice cream capital of the world, believe it or not. So we got New Jersey, Rhode Island, Iowa, or Nebraska. Miss Walters, we'll go to you first.
I'm going to say New Jersey.
New Jersey?
Oh, hell no!
Incorrect. Eugene, you can steal it here. Write it on home. What you got? It's either Rhode Island, Iowa, or Nebraska.
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. It is Iowa, believe it or not, the home of the Blue Bunny factory, whatever. I guess they produce so much ice cream there. They were deemed the ice cream capital of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, now you know. All right, guys, we appreciate you coming and appreciate you joining the striking period. Hope our guests enjoyed themselves. Guys, do you want to, if you got a little second here before we got a minute or two left, just let everyone know where they can find you. If you have a Facebook page, anywhere that they can find you. Eugene, we'll start with you.
So I'm actually responsible for some of the video stuff that's going to be going on in the Intercounty Championship. So I might be behind the camera for the event. I didn't mention this, but my team actually won the event with me in it. So we're the reigning champions. So we've got a title to defend.
Little humble brag is always good. We love it. We love it.
We'll have to give you a shout out on the broadcast. We'll try to guess which camera you are.
Absolutely. Reginator, do you have anywhere we could find you at?
I'd be on Facebook, Angharrad Walters, on Twitter, Walters1117.
Awesome. That's great. Well, listen, we appreciate you both, as I mentioned. I mean, it's been a pleasure once again. Check us out next week. Don't forget, as I mentioned before, go to the website because I wrote it down this time, croquet.org.uk. Check out all the latest and greatest in the Croquet Association. We appreciate you guys, and we are out.
Thank you.